caught a little cold. Michael's got a cold.
Oh, wait, you didn't catch the cold. I gave you the cold.
True, thank you.
I apologize.
By the way, we took some bird azithromycin off the internet. It worked great. I know there's probably going to be some people scolding me in the comments. I'm well aware. If you travel Central America, the stuff's OTC anyways, so it's no big deal if you're responsible. And here we have what is going to be the framing for the rooftop deck. There is something special about this rooftop deck, and we won't say exactly what it is. I know a lot of you guys love the anticipation, but there will be, the only hint is there will be something special. Just the regular part, you know, it's going to be wood and all that stuff. Yeah. Time lapse of the guys. I'm just gonna rest today and then probably get back to work tomorrow. Looks like today we're gonna mount the solar panels, not install them. Need to check and see how they're gonna fit. We're also gonna make a plate on the inside to mount to. My buddies Steampunk Steve and Nomadic Fanatic both lost solar panels, and I just want to make sure that I don't, because these Zamp solar panels are pretty much the highest quality panels you can buy, and I really don't want to lose them, because that would suck. So that's this is a nice before, and we'll be working on it. I want to share with you how you mount the brackets here. This piece off to the side is removable with a little wing nut. I'll just take that to the side so it makes more sense. This part, you just line it up with this track and you bolt it in with the little wrench there. Make sure it's tight. And then this wing nut, I can show you on this side. We're just using a little, shoot, I can't think today because I'm still sick, well, recovering. We're using a Hinge. You'll see why in a minute, but you basically just, you know, unscrew that or tighten it back up. So just make sure these are super, super tight. Not too tight because some of this might be aluminum and it's not very strong, but just hand tight. Should be good. Well, if anybody said building a school bus is a pretty straightforward thing to do, they are lying to you. We were going to change our minds on this plan, and then there's a rain delay, we put the tarp over. Long story short, we changed our mind, but we're changing our mind again, but we're sticking with the original program here. You like that word, don't you?
I do.
Thanks. It's an inside joke over here. Anyways, what a beautiful day. Dean! Dean's over there being lazy, as usual. Just kidding, he's a huge help. So, what we are doing...
Dean's not being lazy.
No, it's...
He helped me install the entire deck rack.
I know, I said I was just kidding.
Oh, okay, I was like, don't you throw it out at Dean, you just help me out.
Dean's great. If you haven't subscribed to the school, you should. So here's what we're doing. These are Zamp 170 panels. We're using the existing fittings, like I said. On school buses, there's a little slope to the roof. They're all different. So what we decided to do was basically use a larger bracket. Now that's to bring up the tilt a little bit. It's not a huge difference if it's super tilted or not, but we're just gonna make it a little bit level just for our preference. So let's put it in place and see what it looks like quickly. So it's going to look, lift the front up so the thing goes flat. So the reason we're using these hinges is At 90 degrees, this angle tilts a little bit to the right if you're looking at it from the rear. And this one down here would shoot off even further. And when you're trying to screw these things in and they're both off like this, you can strip these wing nuts really easily. So that's really why we're doing this. So those two reasons. There are other ways to do it. Navigation Nowhere did it slightly different.
A little bit different.
Yeah, everything works. Whatever you feel comfortable with, this is the way we're going to do it. Okay, so this is what we're looking like when we're using aftermarket. We'll just call them aftermarket brackets, just these Hinge things. But as you can see, there's no play to it because this is secure. So this just is bumping up the tilt on this side, and as you can see, it's really secure. By the way, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. These are made in the USA panels, very high quality. When it comes to solar panels, you really don't want to go the cheap way. How many people do you know that have gone for the cheap Chinese-made panels and they just burnt out and they have to it fries their whole system and they have to buy a whole new set, huh?
Yeah, a lot of times. The backs burn out, and then you're replacing cheap panels with more expensive panels, and you're just wasting money.
It ends up costing you more money by trying to go cheap than when you try and just get good panels. They're not like crazy more money, but if it's one thing you want to God, I can't even talk because I'm still sick, but the one thing you don't want to skimp out on is panels and batteries and the solar charge controller and the electronics. I mean, you put so much money into a bus, and if you burn it down because of cheap electronics, well, it's not a good day.
Yeah. Install video coming soon.
Now, do you have any other ideas to properly secure these for anybody on the internet?
Well, it matters where you're putting them. Where we're putting them, this is a great option because we're working with the slope of the roof. So Jax is coming up with the Hinge idea, which is a great way to kind of not have to fabricate, different types of mounts and stuff. So this is a great option. Also, I mean, Zamp gave us some really good mounts out of the first place, which a lot of times companies won't actually give you really good mounts. So we got lucky with these mounts that are really easy to use.
Yep.
So,
another option, guys, if you don't mount them on the side and you mount them in the front, you can line it up with the front part, and this is just for school buses. There is a channel here, and everywhere that the rivets go, there's an extra piece of metal underneath, which is part of the framing and support. So if you screw into these midpoints here, you have to grind out one of these things. But if you do it sideways and attach it here in the front or the back, whichever lines up with your spot, or if we were to slide these forward to hit the metal parts in the front and the back there, that's going to be more secure than just going into this sheet metal. The reason why we're doing it is because we're doing it a different way. We're welding, and that's a bit more advanced technique.
yeah. Also, it gives you the ability where if you're just using the rib structures, you're stuck at using 26-inch increments, where we're actually customizing his roof with different shapes and skylights and things. So for us, we want the ability to use the in-between the rib space. So the option then is to add plates in or welding to be able to get that kind of variation in your build.
Cool. So that, I know, is a very long explanation, and this is geared more towards people who will be installing or maybe did and their solar panel flew off. I know two people that's happened to, Steampunk Steve and Eric Pneumatic Fanatic. And if you pick a soft spot in the roof, you run the risk of these things flying off and maybe hitting somebody or losing one of these valuable panels. All right, rain's coming, so we're going to do a little rain delay. We'll check in a minute. It's coming down quick, so I gotta go. Because of the rain and what time of day it is, we decided to do a little rust convert or rust treatment. As you can see, we got the fans on. We're gonna paint this, I think, later today, and this should be all done. Really straightforward. We're just using like a Rust-Oleum type thing. Nothing fancy. It's really, very plain and simple and forward, so we aren't going to do a little step-by-step thing on that. All right, like I said, we're going to paint the inside. And I think when I say we, I mean Navigation Nowhere. We're gonna try and use clean shoes, and he's got the cleanest ones. But I'll time lapse that, and I just want to show you, if I didn't do it before and after, let's do a quick after. And if you're wondering what it looks like before, just watch some previous videos of the floor. This is what it currently looks like. Obviously I didn't get every single spot, you know, like completely neutralized, whatever you want to call it. But I believe it coats it with a thin film of zinc. Is that right?
I think so.
Yeah. I read the instructions, but I forgot. Basically, it didn't corrode all the way through. It's just surface. So we're just kind of like stopping it from getting worse, but there's going to be no water in here anymore. He's got the, he's going to blow it out real quick.